Hello guys, today is gonna be fun because today we'll be drawing. I mean, for you it's today, and for me it's also today. For someone it could be another day. Anyway, so we're gonna be using this tool. I'm gonna use it to draw because drawing is always fun. As I draw, the visual part will be synced with whatever I say, and this way it will be not as boring as it could be. All right, so let's jump to it and see how it goes. So in this video we'll start with the idea. We have to think about what we want to build, why we want to build it, and for who we want to build it. I'm talking about the application. So basically we have to think about the idea. So let's start. Let me start drawing. This is, yes, almost. This is going to be you. Yes, because you're so happy to be here. And this is going to be me because I'm also happy to be here. So I'm gonna explain to you what it's like to create a application, and we have to think about the idea, what this application will be about and for who, right? Like I said. So let's think about it. First of all, it should be useful for everyone, I think, if possible. Also, it should be useful for everyday life. Also, it should be helping users, customers to achieve something, to be better man or woman or whoever. So let's put this idea here. So this is time. This is our user, customer, who wants to get some value from your application on daily basis. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay? So that's basically the generic concept of what we want to build. I don't think mind about this. Uh, Let me know if it's a good start or not. The next thing, and let me make myself a little bit less than this. Yeah, the next thing, we'll discuss what exactly this value will be about, right? Because it looks like already it reminds us of maybe calendar. I mean, you use calendar every day, right? You put some dates, events, etc. And you get the value of having everything scheduled. But just because the calendar is already created, we're not going to create anything that already exists, right? Because we have to add new value to this world. Let me remove this. Oh, I could just press Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, depending where you are. You know, for American users it's Z, and there is still classical Z. Anyway, so we're not going to create a calendar. We'll create something else. What it could be. I was thinking the other day that, you know, like in my life, I have many things to do, and I'm not often have a time for that, right? So if we come back to calendar, if I start using calendar, let's say I planned to do something, but then it canceled, and this is canceled, and then I start new day and have empty here, right? It's like I have to put everything back, right? Because most likely I have to do this again. Maybe yes, maybe not, but In my case, I mean, if I plan to do something, it means something kind of long term, at least several days, several weeks, maybe months, maybe years, I don't know. So I want these pieces, these items, the items that I planned to be transferred to another day. Okay, so that's a basic idea. And this way, this application will be a little bit different than calendar. Uh, this is the first idea. I mean, we have the idea of creating the application that behaves like a calendar, but it is not. It will automatically transfer tasks or items to the next day if you haven't canceled them or whatever. Another piece, I think it should be some kind of progress bar. Like if I really did some progress here, I can put maybe a comment or something. And so if it passed to another day, I will see that actually I'm, I don't know, somewhere here. Let's say if we're talking about this, so I used to be here and then I'm there. So I did some progress. Okay, so will be another feature of this application. Okay, let me just re-explain what I just said to make sure that you understand. Just because we don't have a very good communication with you right now, because you cannot tell me exactly what you think, right? But I'll try to guess. So one of you can say, "Oh, I didn't get what you just explained to me." Right? Okay. So let me just re-explain the same thing uh, once more, but just differently. Okay. Where is my pen? The pen is here. Here it is. Let's talk about value again. Like why we doing this. This is supposed to be super clear from the very beginning. And by the way, right now, imagine that I have a hat of a customer. So I'm a customer right now, meaning I have a process, right? Someone wants something, someone builds something, someone sells something, someone gets money from something. So I'm a customer. I just want this application to be built because I have a need, right? So I'm demanding, I'm asking. So that's where I am right now. This is my hat here of a customer. So, and I'm talking to you, to developer, to the company who gonna build this software product for me. I'm telling you that I need as a customer, let me just put it, here it is. As a customer, I want an application that what it does, that it tracks, that would, right, that would track my activities. Activities mm, in such a way that that it would move them. I mean activities. It's not supposed to be super perfect English or whatever because I'm just writing it from scratch, from my head, with all these typos, whatever comes to to my mind, right? But this is important piece just to write it down in at certain structure. So this point we're just starting with a structure. As a customer, I want what I want. Application, what this application will do track, okay? What it's gonna track activities. How exactly, right? How exactly? In such a way that it would move them activities from one day to another, right? One day to another, meaning automatically, okay. Um, until I cancel them. I cancel, like abstractly speaking, until I cancel it, whatever, whether it's activity or activities, all right? So this is what we want. And this is basically the main idea, the idea number one. It will remind us, like I said, a calendar, just because calendar also has activities, right? But these activities are erased on the next day, meaning whatever you put on this specific day, it will be there. The next day is a new fresh day. In this case, for this application, all these activities will duplicate themselves, right? So in this case, when we say from one day to another, it would move. So it's kind of duplicate, right? Duplicate itself from one day to another. This is one thing. So another thing, we don't have a space here, but and I'm not gonna clean anything. I'll just put here another thing. Uh, Quite often, clients or customer they don't really know what they want in details. They can be as they can provide us information as best as I can, and usually it's like vague, and we have to maybe start doing something like prototypes and show them uh, do they like it or not, right? So right now I'm a customer. I don't know what I want, but just know some idea, like vague idea, and I put it in words. Okay, and I know that okay, this is the first thing I want, and second thing, I know that it's not only about automatic automatic transferring and cancel of the activities, right? I still can do all this shuffling of activities, prioritizing activities, moving it up and down. But this is kind of obvious, right? It's not a specific feature. It's kind of the same thing as a calendar. So we're not gonna mention it. But what we're gonna mention though, like I said previously, um, and this is somehow inferred in this word track. So let's just reiterate on this track. So the same thing as a customer, blah, blah, blah. I want to track it with maybe like just put something like with some progress. Progress. What it means? It means that we go, we edit something. Let's just imagine something. Um, Let me maybe create another tab for you. So I just created a new tab just to explain what I want. We'll talk about the second point. So second point and everything again. Right now we'll just try to imagine the use case. Okay, use case scenario. What exactly user will do? It's not gonna be perfect, and it shouldn't be, because it's still a customer. He doesn't know what he wants, and we're just writing down after whatever he is saying, right? So in my case, I used to be a customer, and right now business analyst, let's say. I'm the guy who's writing down everything uh, after customer speaks. So in this case, he's saying to me, "Oh, I wake up, let's say, the customer, the guy, and I just open this app, open the app. This is our application, and this is, let's say, this is a line where we start interacting with the application. So I just open it, and this is, let's say, the time to open, maybe 1 second. It's not important, but I'm just showing you that what all this means. This is called a sequence diagram. Okay, I'm just throwing some stuff to you. So this is a sequence diagram. the way it's gonna work is there is someone like an actor. In this case, is a customer. He doing some action. He opens an application, so it opens, opening, right? And it's like a first step that he does. Another thing, once it's opened, he can do something with it. In this case, he will create, um, yeah, also it's like that. So it's supposed to be straight line. He opens, not opens, he actually creates a new activity, right? Creating activity, boom. And he can create maybe several activities. So in this activity, what he puts, let's say, like a title, most likely some title, type in into the form, like I don't know, like work on read a book. Okay, let's say he's reading a book, some book. Let's say Thinking Fast and Slow. So he said read a book, uh, thinking fast and slow. So this is going to be a title. And then for sure there will be some kind of progress, like progress. So once he starts reading a book, it will be zero. The progress will be zero by default. And this is like a first day, right? He just created it. And then on second day, what gonna happen on second day? On second day, let's say this was a day first here, and this is a second day. The application will create the same activity for the next day. Okay, so it will basically it will call itself in this case, so because it will create the activity on behalf of the client, but customer. But actually, it's not a customer work to recreate stuff. It's just our key feature of the application that for every day it will recreate everything again and again and again until user cancel it. Okay, so let's say if user cancel it, right, then this update, um, this recreation and duplication of the activity will not be happening because it's cancelled. So it's going to be some kind of condition. If it's not cancelled yet, then it will recreate new, and new. Okay. So right now we are not going really deep into the details, but I'm just showing you what it looks like when you uh, taking notes after the customer when he speaks. So let's say again, this is his what we call a user story. So this customer is a user, and this is his story, what he wants. And this is our notes. This is also our notes. We just wrote down after him. And this is just simple text, the English. So we can just show him, and this is what you want, right? And he will say, yes, that's it. This is exactly what I said. And then we start doing something for us, just for ourselves to understand it better. We can maybe show it to the user as well, but he will not necessarily will understand like all these diagrams, blah, blah. It's not for him to know. But this is something this second tab is already the direction that we take into kind of specific kind of nodes. We're making specific nodes towards the documentation of our application that still doesn't exist, but we have to document it to understand it better, to reiterate again and again if needed, and if there are some questions arise, we'll come back to the client and talk to him, right? Because we don't want to start doing anything until it's clear. Okay, cool. So I hope it makes sense. I just re-explained everything what I just said before, and it should be a little bit clearer. And we going there. Okay, bear with me. Okay, let's go to another thing. This will be another way to document what client said, customer client, the same guy. In this specific case, we'll try to do kind of the same again, but we'll be using different approach of documenting. We will use so-called um, what is this? That was sequence diagram, and this is use case diagram. So use case is something that probably you should start from. Uh, this is a customer, and that's gonna be really easy. Like I'll try to list everything what he can do with the application. So he can open it. What else he can do? He can create new activity. New activity. Of course, he can edit the activity, right? And when we say edit, it means he can edit title, progress, etc. So I'm not repeating myself, but this is basically edit, progress, edit, title. Okay. Okay, edit. What else he can do? He can cancel the activity, something that we discussed before. Cancel. So once activity is canceled, we know from the previous sequence diagram second tab that the application will stop creating this activity, recreating this activity again and again for time, right? So this is just the way for the client to say, okay, I'm enough. I'm done. Let's say if we're taking this example that the activity was to read a book because he wants to track that activity that he's reading this book, he's not forgetting. Yeah, maybe I forgot, he forgot it once, but okay, it will be moved to another day until he's done with it. But the main benefit of this application again is that it lets customer not forgetting what he is doing because he's so busy, there's so many tasks, and he is like that businessman who tend to forget things. And because of that, that's basically again and again I'm just repeating because we want to understand really clearly why customer want this application and why we want this application. Because let's say we are working with him as a partners. So this is us, and we work together with him as a partners. As a partner, he pays us money, right? Okay, cool. But we pay with our time. So we are kind of partners because maybe he's not paying us too much, but maybe we want to sell this application and put it to Nasdaq stock, right? And the stock will go up, and you know, happy path, and we will get some return back. You see where I'm going? It's like a bright future, whatever. So we we we're interested to know why we're doing this, because we want to understand why other people will be buying this application. So for us, we have to understand client very well. And in this case, this guy is analyst. So his responsibility to understand client. There is another guy actually, we call it PO, um, product owner. He's also responsible for understand the client and make sure that documentation is correct, etc. I'm just going forward just to you to know that there are many people involved in the process. And so far, we already been the client, we already been um, an analyst, and let's say PO is kind of like an analyst, but he's not doing analysis much. He's more like a manager, something like a manager, but with extra responsibility to satisfy the client. Okay, and yeah, let me just put one more guy here. There could be a manager, basically. There's a manager, and he is responsible for working with our team of developers and other guys like this cubicles, right? They're just sitting working hard or hardly working. Anyway, so you see the idea, right? This is sequence diagram. This is a user, customer, and we just list all that stuff, all that activities that user can do with the application. There are much more than that. We can just go and discuss every piece of it, but right now this is a short video. I'm just giving the idea. You can maybe take your time, sit and write it down, all kind of activities you think this application will be involved in, user can do, and put in comments. Okay, it could be your homework. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next step. Yes, so let keep it short. Let's just summarize what we did. We came up with the idea. Um, we used to be a customer, we used to be an analyst, PO, and a little bit of manager, just touched it a little bit. And the idea is clear, let's say. We agree with customer, we know what he wants, and we can go to the next step of discussing, developing, whatever we'll see on the next video. But I hope this is clear for now and you enjoyed it. So do your homework, think, basically, ask questions. See you in the next video.